Okay, we're ready.
Nancy's online.
Hey, hi, Nance. What time is it? Good evening, everybody. I'd like to open up the Board of Fire Commissioners meeting for Thursday, May 14th, 2026. The time now is 7:03 PM. If we could all please rise for a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And being May, and a week or two ago was National Fallen Firefighters Week. I'd like us to take a moment and remember all the firefighters throughout the country that have gone before us over the years. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Approval of prior meeting minutes from April 8th, 2026.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of April 8th.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public participation for the first time. Anybody online or anybody in the audience would like to speak? Anybody? Going once? Going twice?
So
Public participation for the first time. Any, no commissioners remarks on public communications, monthly reports.
Monthly reports. I've gotten all the reports from the command staff and the fire marshal's office. R3. Would you like to touch on page 2 for firefighters, firefighter 1 and firefighter 2 class for those individuals who have passed their certification?
Go ahead. That's why I highlighted them for you.
Thanks. There are, let me see, we have Matt Radler, firefighter 2 certified. Derek Wallenberg, firefighter 2. Aiden Kissel, firefighter 1, and hazmat awareness. Michael Hukek, firefighter 1 certified and hazmat. And Ryan Stabnick, firefighter 1. The Wolcott Fire Academy, Marcus,
Those two guys are still in class.
they're still, all the last two on the bottom are still in class?
Yeah, that's what's the. Right.
Did you mention Aiden? Was Aiden not there? No. Oh, sorry, Aiden, I did,
Oh, yeah.
Aiden Kissel.
Great. Yeah, just
So my congratulations to all of these firefighters for completing these classes, and I know that fire officer 3 classes still in progress here at the Kolaski room, so you know, I'm just impressed with all of the training that's being taken by these individuals within the code. Chief Stegmeyer, you want to speak about any of the activities for upcoming or no?
Friday, we have prom promise coming up. I know there's, to be honest with you, I don't have that in front of me, so.
Okay, well, just, you know, I'll just hit a couple of them, obviously, you know, the closest thing coming up, there's 2 on May 15th, prom promise. Fire prevention touch a truck details to be determined. May 23rd is the Memorial Day Parade. And we're hoping that obviously we have a nice turnout for Memorial Day. And you know, looking forward to that. June. That's a new one, Reflections Hair Studio Extravaganza. So
We've done that in the past, and actually pretty big event in off Berlin Turnpike. It's like it's a craft fair, a
Really?
bunch of businesses. I don't know if it's done with the chamber or not, but it's a pretty big, it's a really nice event.
Oh, okay. And obviously, we have, the extravaganza in July, the department picnic, which is tentative. And of course, in September, the cadet pancake breakfast. And I know that there are a listing of, several tentative, events, which, I'm
We're still
hoping
working
that
on them.
we're all, looking forward to possibly having those. All right. I also have, the fire marshal's, report and, DJ, do you want to touch on anything from the fire marshal's report, which, I will say that looking at, the compliance as of, May 1st are just, incredibly outstanding.
Yeah, so, as of May 1st, we were at 77% compliant. Today, we just ran the numbers so we could give a kind of an accurate update. We've crossed the 80%, we're at 81.5% compliant. We've hit the point where, as we do inspections, we don't have multiple more popping up. So we're actually making extremely good process. The staff in the fire marshal's office have been doing a great job. And we have several, what we call our District 6, which is like Fen Road. It's at 100%. So now we can kind of take, the people, that's Fire Inspector Sokolowski's district. And now we can use him to kind of catch up on the other districts. District 1 and 2, which is Fire Inspector Carlson and Fire Inspector Sullivan. They're at 93 and 97%. Wow. So again, now we have the ability to be moving around. District 4 is our biggest and most densely, occupied. So we can.
What district's that?
That's kind of like, it's actually the west side of the turnpike and Market Square. So we can start shifting and knocking out a lot of those smaller occupancies that it's hard to get to. So I think that's that statistic alone is just shows the progress that we're making. I have several updates. I'll try to keep them quick. 375 Willard Avenue, the fire alarm was fully replaced. So that should eliminate a bunch of nuisance calls there. The Culver and Spark apartments are ongoing. They just did BDA testing for Culver Street. The Spark, we're doing hydro testing for the sprinkler systems. So they're working in modules. So every, I don't know, week or two, we're going out and doing a couple floors, making sure the sprinklers are installed and holding pressure and things like that. We worked on the private hydrants. I know there was an issue at River Camp and Piper Brook. River Camp hydrants were maintained. Piper Brook, which is Rosemary Lane, they're scheduled to get maintained. And then we're going around, we worked with our GIS department to, we actually have a list from MDC of the private hydrants. So we're evaluating them and making sure that the property owners are doing the maintenance that they need to do. John Wallace is coming to an end. We did a preliminary walkthrough this week just to make sure they would be, no challenges to getting their CO. Cedar Street is, so Cedar Point, we worked with the property manager. I know there were several nuisance alarms there. So I think that's been reduced drastically. And just kind of another little success story just today. We had 2 different inspectors go out to 2 different restaurants and found that their food systems were hacked, non-compliant. So they basically out of service. One was over a year old. We were never notified, which we should have been, but
Who tags those out? The contractors?
The vendors, yeah.
vendor.
So we were able to get one repaired now,
supposedly the other is gonna be repaired tomorrow morning. But we did kind of prepare for a fire watch if we needed to do that, but, so we'll see what happens in the morning. But it all, you know, now that we're able to get to these places regularly, we're catching these things versus finding out because something happened.
Good call.
And then the last thing that I have is just regarding extravaganza, and project graduation. So those are the two kind of big events. We have a meeting with project grad staff, to kind of review their layout. And we did have a meeting with the new Parks and Rec director, just to make sure there were no issues with fireworks and the process that they have to go through. So they're kind of aware of what we're expecting.
Now, it says no permit's been pulled. Is that normal to date or usually a permit by now pulled?
I advise them to pull it sooner rather than later, so it doesn't get hung up at the state.
Right.
But as of today, we still haven't seen anything, so, it's on them to start that process.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Would you like to introduce your,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We did hire the two new fire inspectors. One is here, Eric Chase,
Eric, stand up?
Hi, Eric.
and,
Welcome aboard.
Tell us a little about him.
What's that?
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Mr. Chase?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm kidding. No, he can kind of give a brief overview.
Overview of myself.
Yeah,
Okay. I live in the town of Berlin, been there my whole life. I just retired 20 years from the Southington Fire Department. Taking classes with DJ and John and, kind of set myself up for the next stage of my career. Fortunate that this came along and I got chosen for the position. Enjoyed the last month working here and, look forward to a lot of good things. Thank you.
Well, on behalf of myself and the commission, we welcome you and, you know, if there's anything any of us can do, you know, the chief and any of his deputies, you know, reach out and
Thank
be
you very
glad to
much.
help you out.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and then, Fire Inspector Brian Petroselli. There was a scheduling conflict, so he couldn't make it tonight.
Right.
But I think I reported last meeting. He is an assistant chief with the Meriden Fire Department. He's involved with several organizations in the area. So we will get him here as soon as we can.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great.
DJ.
Welcome aboard, everybody. Thank you, DJ.
Is that all the reports?
Yes, reports are completed,
I make a motion that we accept the reports as presented.
and I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Ledger status. Commissioner.
I reviewed
Stoddard.
the ledger status. It looks like we've done a good job of spending our money. I assume we have a couple things left over to do before it ends in June, so I'll make a motion, we accept the ledger status as presented.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, old business. Let's,
About me again?
no, never. Space needs for company 3 and 4. Cassie, would you like to talk about as a committee member for what transpired with Station 4, please? Why don't you stand up? Thank you.
Let's propose to the council, hopefully the next meeting, they have they'll approve it and it could go to referendum to be on the ballot in November, that's what we're hoping for. But as soon as that happens, the town should go through the process to get it to the ballot, like all the things we need to pull through the state. But it looks good so far. No, bad complaints yet, so.
Chief, would you like to add anything about Station 4?
No, I just want to say that the town council was very receptive to it on Tuesday night. And I want to thank the committee plus the town council for moving the project forward. And, you know, I think they did a great job so far and they look forward to the council, you know, moving it forward to a referendum. And, hopefully we'll finally do something after 10 years of moving it, in this direction. Finally coming close to a finish line, hopefully. So, good news.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank the committee. They did a great
Yep.
job. Thank you.
Right.
Outstanding. I was present with Chief Palmer Tuesday night, and I know that it was very well received by the council. You know, and I know that Steve Woods, worked very, very diligently along with the rest of the committee to get this, to the council and as quickly as they did. So it's, very appreciative. And I don't anticipate that, there'll be any major issues other than, when you look at Facebook, you see, the good comments and of course you see the bad comments. So right now, one of the things that Steve Woods had said was that there are more positive comments as opposed to negative. So that's a good sign so
Yep.
far.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little work starting in September to get it, pushed for, a positive vote come November, so. Yes, I'd like to also thank the committee and Chief Traumer and whoever else participated in that. They did a lot of hard work and they came up with a great plan. We think it fits the, piece of land pretty nicely into the neighborhood and, hopefully it'll get passed and, the council approves it to go to referendum for November, so. We'll be looking forward to that.
On space needs, we're talking about space needs for company 3 and company. I would like to supplement that with space needs in general, because, just this past week or two, we've lost the use of the old company 3 on Chapman Street, and it's really presenting a huge problem for space for the department. We had to move equipment to locations where people aren't trained for it. We've had to park some equipment outside, and we don't have safety and control of that equipment now anymore. So it's really gonna be a problem, and this is primarily for the public, but also for the town councilors. If we can't get that old firehouse recommissioned as a firehouse and use of it, then we're gonna have to do something else. We're gonna have to propose, we need more space. We need to either get that corrected, or we're going to have to look at building a new building to use for
That in the town, right?
for equipment. So I'm pointing it out so that everybody knows that it's, we're told that the insurance company, but if we had done some of the repairs that we wanted on that building months ago, we wouldn't have a problem with the insurance company. So we really need to be cognitive of the issues on space for the fire department in general. So thank you for that.
I'd just like to add to it. Kim, I know the other day I called you up because the chief was kind of blindsided a little bit by an email saying you got a couple days to get your stuff out of the old firehouse. And I know this commission and the chief has been working very hard, and we had plans to get that firehouse redone. And there was fundings to get it secured, to get a roof on it, to get windows in it. And then whatever happened on the town end happened. And it kind of was lost out of our hands and put into a building committee. And now we were told that there's no insurance on the building to get your stuff out because the insurance company's not going to cover anything if the roof caves in. So we're kind of in a little bit of a conundrum, like Commissioner Stoddard said, by keeping stuff outside, keeping trucks where they're most effective and moving them to a different part of town. So, we have to do some shuffling, and it's not really a good situation, but it's going to be an 18 to 24 month thing. And it's an important piece of property to keep our trucks well maintained, secured, and ready to go. And now we have a truck outside, so in the weather, and the weather's going to beat it up. And I just want to make sure that it's known that we're doing the best we can, but losing that piece of property really hurts. For now.
Just one comment on Chapman Street. I'd be remiss to say the town manager was very disappointed in the letter that came from Kerma. He acknowledged that to us. and he was willing to work with us, so I will say thank you to Jonathan for trying to help us out. He did say anything we needed to help with storage needs, he would, do everything he could through the town to do that. He reached out to different, departments to see if there was any room at highway and parks, and of course, they're full too. But, he was very supportive of the fire department helping us out, so I want to, thank Jonathan for that publicly.
Yeah, thank you, chief. I know it was out of his hands and there was really nothing that he could do, so. Thank you. Anything else on space needs for threes and fours?
No.
Okay, pension plan. So we can almost take that off after this month. I am happy to inform that with the passing of the budget, there was a 3.5% increase for this year. We proposed a 5-year plan. The town council does have that 5-year plan. That's what was submitted. They did fund it for this year at the 3.5% extra. There hasn't been funding for that since 2000. So we're grateful for that. And there's also a small one-time bump also that came out of the town council. I'd like to thank the town council for that. It was well appreciated. Anything is helpful to our members for recruitment and retention. So we very much appreciate it and thank you. We know it was a very tough budget year this year. So anything helps. Commissioners, would you like to say anything about it?
No.
Thank you. Service 2.
Service 2, they're still working through the PMs of all the apparatus and equipment first, and then service 2 will be the next thing in line. Truck 1 is the last apparatus that needs to be PM. That's in this week. Then service 2 will be starting to be worked on hopefully over the next week or two.
Okay, thank you. Update the rules and regulations. Commissioner DeMayo, would you like to talk about that?
All I know is that, we've spent a tremendous amount of time with the command staff. We came up with a series of proposals that will be distributed to all 4 companies over the next day or two. And wait for comments. And we'll move this forward as best as we can. Obviously, what we're gonna require is that any comments to the changes need to be submitted to the fire commission in writing for us to review, and then we will come back the next monthly meeting and talk about the possible corrections or
Changes.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll move these forward ASAP.
Commissioner Stoddard.
Yes, I concur that I'm gonna make a motion that we put them out for
Okay.
comments.
Okay,
And as Commissioner DeMayo said, if you would like to comment on the rules and regs, please put it in writing and send it to the commission. And we'd like to have comments before our next meeting on May 11th. No, June 11th, excuse me.
sure.
It's June, yeah, June
Yeah.
11th. So I'll make that motion.
Okay, all right, you can make a motion and I'll comment after.
Go ahead, we're discussion.
I'd just like to say that a lot of work went into into this packet. This wasn't a one person or an individual thing. It was a combination of the commission and the complete fire department command staff. I think we came up with a pretty good packet. And I'd like to also thank some of the people that helped me with a little bit of the typing. They know who they are. So thank you very much, everybody. And with that said, you want to make your motion and
I made the motion.
And
Frank,
I will-
did you second it?
I will second the motion.
okay, the motion is to post the
Rules and-
changes of the new rules and regulations at the firehouse. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you. Budget. The budget is passed. We got beat up a little bit. Um, but everybody got beat up. We did the best we could. One thing I want everybody to know, the council didn't cut anything, the fire commission didn't cut anything before it was submitted to the town manager. So it was a collaborative amongst the commissioners and the chiefs when we sent this budget over. It was a very difficult budget year. Everybody got a little bit of the pie taken away from them. I'm very appreciative to the town council to get what we got. We did get a little bit extra from the finance director before she left on a capital improvement thing. And that's gonna help us do the burn room and the Pomo vents, which is big. We've been asking for that for a long time, and that was in the tune of, I believe, $325,000. So, would you like to comment further, Commissioner?
I'll wait for remarks.
Commissioner, anything on the budget? Which brings us up to firehouse exhaust systems for all companies, chief?
Firehouse exhaust systems, we met with the vendor, fuel's already been cut, equipment's been ordered. Electricians been, multiple electricians have been through the firehouse for the electrical side of it. Hoping to get the electrical work done within the next couple of weeks. And then I would say the final vent install will probably be around July timeframe, I would think. And looking forward to it. It's a big ask that we've had for years. It's a big thing for cancer prevention, and I think it's gonna benefit the department in a big way.
Great. Thank you, chief. And thank you for having a project ready. A ready project so that, when that money came through, we jumped right on it. Thank you. Repairs to the burn room, Chief Regina?
Purchase order's been issued at this point. Vendors working on shift dates for the equipment. And once we have something, we'll start moving forward with.
Okay.
the budget.
Awesome.
I know this isn't, along with that, we did the first training on the roof prop. And how did that go?
Went well.
The new roof
A
prop?
little slow on the start for the first time using it. You gotta get used to a few things like, throwing a sheet of plywood up there is not exactly, one person to do. But overall, everybody was impressed with it. It's different, but it gave us potentially a lot of other things that we're gonna do with it, and everybody was impressed. And you're also aware that New Haven Fire Department came up on Tuesday to see it. They found out we had it. So I gave them a grand tour of it. They are in the process of purchasing a smaller one for their addition, but after seeing ours, they're starting to think differently about what they're gonna buy. They were looking at one that would go on top of a small container, shipping container.
Yeah.
And when I talked to them about how you're gonna get your plywood up there and how you're gonna stop people from falling from that height, and they started to change a little bit about it. And so now they're looking at a ground level pad that they have available. So they're going back to the drawing board a little bit before they move forward on what they would.
Chief, how many of these props are in the state of Connecticut? Do you know that number or
Two.
us and one other?
This Connecticut Fire Academy, and theirs is a trailer version of what we have.
So we are the only ground mounted. Yeah, and I heard great things out of the training the other day that
There's a lot.
years ago, we used to throw some pallets down on the ground and take a saw and go to town and cut. And this actually simulates a roof with different pitches, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're also gonna be doing confined space. We're gonna be doing some other things, excuse me. Some other things with the prop that we came up with. We were given brackets by the vendor that we had not, that he Actually, didn't cost us anything. It gives us the ability to put 2x10s rafters down from the prop to the ground. So we can actually have cutting stations there. We were running 2 cutting stations during our evolution. It got interesting.
Well, money well spent, money well spent. That's awesome.
So chief, in other words, this is another paid department that's emulating Newington.
Yes,
A class 1 paid department, big city in New Haven, yep. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you, chief. All right, moving along, there's no new business
That we know
that we know of. Well, there's nothing on the agenda. Back to public participation for the second time. Public participation for the second time. Johnny,
I'm just wondering, it's been quite a few months now that the deputy chief retired. And I heard no mention of starting the process of getting another one in to replace, or are you just gonna disband that?
at this point in time, there is no plans for any testing process.
And to supplement that, we've discussed it with the chief and he wants to feel out how the current staff is gonna work out before we do go forward with it.
thank you.
Any other public participation? If
Eh,
none,
No,
Those
there's,
are the hand movement.
any,
You leave there for-
Go first, please.
go ahead.
go ahead, Pat.
No, their next process with the cancer screenings, as money was cut, like how are you guys gonna decide who goes and who doesn't go?
Okay, if you want to come up and, we can no, we can let you know after the chief, we're gonna come up with that won't be available till July 1st.
So we're working on a plan.
We're working on a plan for it. But not all the money was cut. So just so everybody knows, not all the money was cut.
But enough was cut that not everyone can be getting it.
We can discuss it after the meeting with you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Nico?
Nico?
Just a point on the Chapman Street, I do feel, and this is my opinion, only my opinion, it's not a reflection of the fire department at all, stating for the video evidence of this recording, that the ultimatum for us to remove everything from that came out of nowhere seemed, provoked in a way. Because after looking around and looking at other things, there's a jet hanger at the highway garage that's older than me. And I don't know how that is still standing, and insurance covers the equipment that's stored under it. There is a storage building at the Parks Garage that's probably older than me and Amanda together. That has.
I think it's older than all of us together.
And they insure equipment in there, but miraculously, the Chapman Street building is uninsured. Out of some point, and I know there was comments made in the Chapman Street committee meetings from individuals about the space needs for the town and how that building can pose for other agencies, but that is the firehouse. It is the fire department's. Fire department has had apparatus in it. And, there shouldn't be a change in that because someone had a different feeling, so.
We all concur.
We concur with you, Nico.
Absolutely.
And I think the person to your right, behind you, spearheaded keeping that firehouse as a historic building. Cause I think she started in it, right, Miss Kim? As our first career, as our first volunteer female firefighter. And we do want to preserve it as a firehouse, and that is this commission's intention, to preserve it as an old firehouse, but a usable old firehouse for our storage.
And we were told, I think it was a month, even maybe before that, the garage door broke in the ladder bay side where the service was parked. And we were told we had to pay for the bill because it's on the fire department's responsibility. And then we were evicted from the property, so. Just my feelings, no reference to the fire department, when me speaking.
Thank you.
Myself.
Thank you, Nico.
Thank you.
Commissioner Whalen, question on the insurance letter. I don't know if you can elaborate on it, but is it just a new roof that needs to get put, or did they state what the problem was?
The only thing that we got from the town manager was that the insurance company will not be insuring the building anymore. So
No reasons as to why, health and safety issues or anything.
Chief Trummer,
So, yeah, so it came back as, last year, the building was insured. This year, because there's construction going on, they actually had to have a construction insurance policy, put towards the project. They actually came out and inspected the building and found that it was in deplorable condition, I'll say. And it basically would not cover any vehicles, any fire trucks, any personnel, or anything like that. That's actually what the letter stated. That's where we're at. I was asked to move the equipment. We complied with it. Like I said, the town manager was blindsided by the insurance company. And told us he'd help us any way he could. So that came from Kermit directly.
just so you know, that no three of us up here even knew about it. We knew the same time the chief did last week. So we're, what was it last Thursday, chief? Last Thursday, I believe. So nobody knew anything. It just came out of nowhere. It wasn't done by us.
No.
That's for sure.
I was just curious if they gave a list or whatever, if we could
No.
rally and, do
So,
something about it.
and on behalf of the town manager, he did bend over backwards to go with the chief because,
It's nothing I said is against town management.
right, we understand that, but it was, I think the first email you got was it had to be out by the end of the day. And I think you said,
Sal or any other members, if you feel that you have like, just go to the public building committees like you did with Forest and just go voice your concerns at the Chapman Street one. I mean, you have that ability as a member to go and speak, on behalf of what your thoughts are. So by all means, I mean, they have meetings just like they did with Company Forest and go speak on their public participation. That's all. And they could probably give you a better answer than I could give you in terms of the letter. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I just hope Kermit is doing the same due diligence across the entire town.
we don't,
It depends on who's talking to Kermit.
Right.
so, all very good comments and thank you. Well taken, thank you. Who?
Tim,
Yep.
Just FYI, when we spoke on the phone, when you called me and, I was unaware that this was happening and from what my understanding is, it was a virus. Just.
Yes. Yeah, your exact words to me was, oh, I didn't know that, Bubba. Thanks for calling and letting me know.
Give me a couple of minutes off work.
So, Johnny,
That firehouse was built at the same time as Company One in the center of town, which was in horrible condition when we had to save that. The center, there was an agreement with the landowner that donated it to town where if it wasn't used as a firehouse, the owner gets the land back. Is there a similar stipulation for Company Three?
that's,
Not that we're not.
that's something that we should look
we
into.
probably should look into, but not that I am aware of. I know that, Tim, you were doing some background work. I don't know what the Historic Society or Preservation, if they've done that far back, but unfortunately, we also have a legal opinion. That we have two legal opinions, one rendered by, our town attorneys back in 2019 under town manager Keith Chapman. And Chapman Street Firehouse was the property and sole responsibility of the Newington Fire Department. When there was a change in administration, somebody decided to go get another legal opinion. So there are two legal opinions on the books. One favors us, one favors the town. So that could possibly come back to bite, hopefully, the town at some point in time. Because 3 years ago, we started this project with Chapman Street. And look where it has gotten us.
Chief Trevor.
We
Yeah.
also had architectural drawings,
Drawings,
I believe, were
yes.
donated.
Yes,
We had all
yes.
the work lined up. We had construction companies lined up and we were pushed to the side because we don't know what we're doing.
Right. Oh, believe me, we're well, we are well.
And it would
aware
still
of
be
the backlog.
insured today.
Be done today.
It would have been done today.
Yeah.
Chief
Yeah.
Traumer, to get it how it started was at an extravaganza. And somebody asked me if there was money in the budget to fix Chapman Street up. And I said, yes, there was money. I think at the time, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, it was about 250,000, somewhere around there. So I went and asked the chief how much money was there. He told me it was 250. And then I went back to that town councilor and told him there was 250,000 in it. And that town councilor said, then why aren't you fixing it up? And I said, great idea. We got the money. We'll fix it up.
And we went through all the process.
Went
that
through all the
needed-
process, went to the town council meetings. Chief Traumer went, got some architect renderings. Stanley Sobieski, helped out with it, and we had a whole plan ready to go. And then the ball was dropped on our lap, that it needed to go to a building committee.
No.
Right.
Before that, we were told it wasn't our building.
Oh, so it wasn't our building,
But yeah,
so,
equipment was stored there, fire department.
Still there.
Correct. Correct.
but we had it all, Chief Traumer had it all ready to go. He had windows, roof, and I believe we had enough money for asbestos abatement. And that would have made the building secure and weatherproof, so that we could still be using it. So,
This was before the birds moved in, by the way.
yeah.
Well, they just
And
wanted-
that was the big joke, that there was a tree growing out of the roof of the building. Remember, Counselor?
Oh, and green.
So believe me, it's not at fault on this
Chief.
commission or the chief that we are where we are.
Move on to another subject, because obviously that's something that we're gonna have to deal with down the road, but, we have two camps coming up. One's gonna be in July, one is in June,
Oh, that's right.
July, August. Well, they're both in July. One is, West Starford is actually gonna do a summer camp for, new firefighters, or fire.
Potential.
Potential firefighters, I should say. And we also have that girls camp that's coming to town. Chief Carter, actually emailed us the other day. The class is full.
Already,
She's looking very forward to that class. We're meeting her next, 2 weeks from now, to discuss the program and how it's gonna move forward and all that. So she's looking forward to it, and, we're looking forward to it also. So good things coming with the department.
Chief, just a question on that. A couple of things. Can we get correspondence out to the department to let everybody know that this is happening so that they can support?
As soon as we get more information on the program, Chief Carter, needs to sit down with us and come out with the program and the whole 9 yards.
She's coming up. She's coming here.
She will meet us at.
And are we gonna use any of our members to help with training, or?
Some instructors that are gonna have to be there, some pump operators just to help out.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it should be a great program.
Awesome.
The initial document went out, Chief Stegmeyer put it on the message board,
Yep.
you know, all the pertinent information, I think all
Yep.
the companies take a copy.
I just hope everybody embraces this, and, you know, that's an
Put down all the-
Always on all of our social media.
excellent. Yeah, it's something great to embrace, and another pat on the back for the members of this department. Thank you.
Do we know if any young ladies from Newington,
I don't know.
don't,
She
Just
gets
all that with us.
she gets all the
Brett,
applications.
okay,
So.
okay. Thank you.
Any other public participation? Going once, anybody online, sure?
Hands online, but her hands not up.
Oh, okay,
Just one last thing, commissioners. I just want to thank the guys and ladies that helped out with the prom promise last week and then again this week. That's one great program that we do every single year. Unfortunately, last year, due to accident on Willard Avenue. We did not do the prom promise, but this year we're back at it. And I want to thank them for taking the time to do that. I think it's important for all the kids to know this stuff in the schools. It's something we didn't do for years and we brought it back and I think it's very important. So thank you to everybody that helped out with that program.
Chief, can I comment on that just for one quick second? I'd also like to thank all the members of Newington that participate in doing that prom promise. And for many, many years, I was the narrator of it when I worked for the town, and I wouldn't miss it. And I can tell you from experience that what you do at prom promise makes a big difference. Because I had a young lady come up to me about 3 weeks after we did it and her prom was done. And she said, she called me Fireman Bubba. She said, thank you for doing this prom promise. And she didn't get in the car with her date after the prom. And he did get in an accident. It was a minor accident. But he did have alcohol, and she told me thank you, and she knew what to look out for. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. And who knows, she could have been hurt. Like I said, it wasn't that bad of an accident, but she could have been hurt that night. And it's because of the Newington Fire Department. She didn't get in her car that night for her junior prom. And she came up to thank me for it, and I'll never forget it.
I just want to also say, it's just not the Newington Fire Department that does it, this is NEMS and Newington
Police.
PD, so it's the public safety agencies in Newington that do it. So I want to thank all of them, it's all of us that work together as a group that make that prom promise happen. Craig tried to reach out to Lifestar again this year, unfortunately, they were busy and tied up. But that's another big thing that we usually have Lifestar fly in here. This year, we were unable to get them due to scheduling conflicts, but it's a public safety group effort.
Right.
So I want that to be known too.
Nico, do you remember when I used to narrate it over there? I think you were there at the time. And you know what? I know our guys, I know our firefighters sit at home. So, and they do an awesome job. And if it saves one life, if it saves somebody from getting hurt, doesn't have to save their life, just makes them aware. We did our job. Thank you. Awesome. Anything else under public participation? That's it. All right. Commissioner's remarks. Commissioner Stott.
Are you gonna ask me first?
Yeah, I figure I asked you. You're the most wisest.
How about,
The wise old owl.
how about the most senior?
I wasn't gonna say senior, I said wise.
I would just like to say I'm mighty proud to be a part of the Newington Fire Department. You guys all do a tremendous job and make us look good. And we're trying to do all we can to support you and get what you need. So thank you. That's all I got.
And that's short and sweet.
Yeah,
Nice going.
yeah. Commissioner DeMayo.
I would pretty much reiterate what Kent said. And I've said this before, you know, I'm simply amazed. I listen to a lot of radio traffic during the day when I'm available and not working. And I know that this has been a busy week for a lot of the local departments, but here again, you know, Newington always seems to step up when need be and, you know, helping, Rocky Hill and both Weathersfield on mutual aid calls. So, my hat goes off to, all of those individuals. You know, and here again, I'll touch on, the people that were involved in the building committee for Company 4, outstanding work. I just, you know, quickly on Chapman Street, believe me, it's very, very upsetting when I know that we started that project, a little bit more than 2 or 3 years ago. And, you know, we're in a big bind. And I think that, you know, the commission would be remiss if we don't sit with, the council and the mayor and get this squared away ASAP. This is not something that I'm very comfortable with. And, I know that this commission is gonna try its hardest to push this project ASAP. I think that, 18 and 24 months is way beyond what should be expected. When this could have been done 3 years ago in a very short period of time. And here again, this just shows me how much money and time this town wastes on really dumb shit. And I'm sorry, and yeah, I'm really sorry to say that, but it's true. So, you know, that's all I gotta say. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah, I'm not happy with, Chapman Street either. And when I got a call last week from Chief Plummer, I'm like, you're kidding me. Ask him. I must have said it 20 times. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. So just because we have double bays in our firehouse, our ladder trucks take up 2 of them. And the reason why they're all single units is for safety. And they're drive-through bays. Company 4 obviously doesn't have drive-through bays because of the size of the parcel there, and it's so much smaller. Our fire trucks go out the front door, they come in the back door, driving in. It's for safety, and it works. We've eliminated a big safety aspect in our firehouse by having equipment behind our first line fire apparatus. And I'm not particularly happy about it. It's a huge safety issue. I don't like trucks backing up. I drive a big truck all day. Today driving, my backup alarm stopped working. First thing I did, immediately got to the shop, I put a new backup alarm on it. People don't see trucks backing up, and it's not safe. Even with backup alarms and everything else, people are in their own little worlds. I don't like the backing up, and this eliminated some of our bays to pull through trucks. So we will definitely be working on this topic. Kim, I hope you can bring something back to the town council for the ones that don't know. I know I reached out to you, and I also reached out to Mayor Trister. We understand we had to do what we had to do at the time, but it would have been nice if, you know, a plan could have, you know, not just been dropped on us. And we're not bashing anybody from the town hall, believe us, we're not. And the town manager has done a great job working with the chief to try to help us. You know, we give him all the credit in the world. But for this to get dropped all of a sudden like that, just out of left field, it just makes me think about a few things. So, Memorial Day parade's coming up, as everybody knows. If anyone from the public want to show up in the morning at the firehouse, we do our memorial for our fallen firefighters. We go to the cemetery. I hope we get a big showing for that. Hopefully the weather's going to be getting warmer. And that's it. Anybody else, anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I'm going to be posting these in the firehouse, but if anybody would, hold on a minute.